Guys, it's Fonzie with DipYourCar.com. Now, you've seen how the dip pearls work over a default black base coat. You know that all the dip pearls and the microflakes work really well over a black base coat. Today we're going to show you how they work over almost what would be a color matching base coat. So I've got the Seafoam green dip pearl, and I've got Jared's Jetta Sport Wagon, which is already dipped in an Intense Teal base. So it's already got 5 coats of Intense Teal on there. It's been dipped that way for a while. So these are kind of very light colors. They're not an exact match, and that's why it's going to be really interesting. So we're going to do the Seafoam green dip pearl over the Intense Teal. Now, what is this going to look like? I have absolutely no idea. So this is why we experiment. This is why we play around. You can use the dip pearls over a black base coat as a default. You know it's going to look good, but we've got to show it to you guys over a bunch of different types of base coats, because the difference, the end result, is actually a pretty big impact depending on the base coat you use. So we're going to jump right into the mixing. If you want a detailed video of how to dip your car, if this is the first time seeing something like this, we have other videos for that. Check out our channel. But for right now, we're jumping right into it. It's Fonzie. Enjoy the video. Okay, we're going to go ahead and mix up the Seafoam green pearl. Now remember, whenever you're using a standard dip pearl, not one of the chameleons or the microflakes, but a standard candy dip pearl, you want 50 grams of pearl per sprayable gallon. Now we're going to go right into it with more than enough product, hopefully this time. We've got 3 sprayable gallons here. We've got 2 gallons of glossifier and 1 gallon of matte clear. So we've got 150 grams of Seafoam green here, and we're going to just kind of mix them in just like we always do, not in one big clump. We're going to sprinkle each bag along the top of the gallon, and then we're going to mix them up one at a time. We really want to make sure that the pearls disperse evenly. Now behind me we have the end result of the Seafoam green dip pearl over the Intense Teal base. Now something that we learned very quickly is that when you're using the dip pearls over a default black base, you definitely want to have at least 5, 6, even 7 coats of the pearl top coat ready to get a nice solid finish of the pearl over the black. But when using the dip pearls over a like base coat, or almost a color matching base coat, you don't need quite as many of the pearl top coats. So we had 5 coats of the Intense Teal already on the car. That was our base. As far as the dip pearl top coats, we actually only needed 3 coats of the dip pearl to get this metallic pearlized teal. It's just kind of one of those things where you just don't need that much coverage, because there's not as much of a contrast as there would be, say, if we were using the Seafoam green over the black. So we ended up mixing up 3 gallons of the sprayable pearl coat. We had 2 gallons of gloss and 1 gallon of matte clear. We only ended up using about 2 gallons of it. So when you're going to be planning out your project, just make sure, if you're going to be using a default black base coat or a base coat that's got a lot of contrast, mix up enough of it so that you have at least 6 coats worth. But if you're doing something that's more of a color match, you could probably get away with 3, maybe 4 coats to finish the job. So everything you saw us use today, the dip pearls, the rubber dip spray, the gun, everything's obviously available for you right at DipYourCar.com. If you have any questions about your project, you can call in during business hours, or always just shoot us an email, CustomerService at DipYourCar.com. We'll be more than happy to help you out. You can get me directly on Twitter for anything at any time. It's Fonzie. I really hope you guys enjoy this video. We love the way that it turned out. We're going to let the camera go around so you can see the end result. I'll see you in the next video.